Today's topic is engineering. So you can definitely ask us any questions regarding engineering programs. I'll just quickly tell you what sort of topics we're gonna take today. So first we'll definitely talk about entry requirements, then we'll go to pathways, we'll discuss about different colleges, then their available intakes, and at the end we'll talk about scholarships. So if you have any questions or if you're interested in any engineering programs, feel free to just message us and our expert panel will try to take those or answer those questions as soon as possible. As you guys know that we are live on Facebook and YouTube, feel free to reach out to us on any of those mediums and will definitely get back to you. So let's not waste any time. Manpreet, can you please tell us about the entry requirements when we talk about engineering programs, please?
Thank you so much, Mangaresh. Thank you so much for inviting me to this session. For the entry requirement, I'll start off with the diploma. So if you want to study on diploma level, then you're looking at obviously year 10 at least. And then after year 10, the minimum English requirement is 5.5, not less than 5 band. If you progress towards associate degree, then the requirement is 6 band, not less than 5.5, and year 12. If you want to apply for bachelor's degree, then the requirement is 6 band, usually 6 each. However, it may vary if the requirement is higher, so it can go up to 6.5, not less than 6. But mostly it is 6 each for all the universities. For master's level, you're looking at completing your bachelor's degree, and then you're looking at the band requirement of 6.5, not less than 6. Usually this is pretty much the standard requirement for all levels of courses. Back to you, Mangesh.
Thank you so much, Manpreet. We've started getting questions. Thank you so much, guys. We will definitely cover those ones. Now, after entry requirements, which are a little bit here and there, pretty much similar to all over Australia. Let's go to pathways. So, can we start with Neha from Brisbane? Neha, can you please tell us about the pathways?
Thank you, Mangesh. Thanks, Manpreet, for providing all the information about entry requirement. So if we talk about pathways, if any student wants to get into Bachelor's of Engineering Science or Master's of Engineering Science and they are not meeting the academic entry requirement or English entry requirement, they can get into pathways like Diploma of Engineering, which can be packaged with Bachelor's program, and it can be 3 to 4 years. And there are other courses like Associate Degree of Engineering, and it will be around 1 to 2 years, which can again package with your bachelor's program. Apart from that, there are courses like Diploma of Telecommunication Engineering and Advanced Diploma of Civil Construction Design. So you can get into these pathway programs and then you can study bachelor. If we talk about masters, and there are certain courses like Graduate Diploma of Engineering Science, which can be packaged with master's program. Along with that, graduate certificate in communication for engineering. These can be found in few colleges, which you can package with master's program, and it can be all together 2-year program. So Priyanka, can you please tell us about Sydney?
Thank you, Neha. So I'll be covering about NSW options for pathway. So usually students who cannot meet direct entry for bachelor's is almost same as Neha mentioned, but also in NSW, you also have option of doing a foundation course, which means you will not get credit towards your bachelor's degree. However, if you have, like, for example, a bachelor's degree's entry requirement is 60% in your mathematics. But if you do not have that, you can certainly come with foundation and do it for 1 year, and then you can move on to bachelor's, but then your duration will not be decreased. Similarly, you can also go for diploma of engineering. Except for that, you can also go for other standalone programs for engineering, which is Advanced Diploma of Electrical Engineering, or Advanced Diploma of Civil Construction Design, or Advanced Diploma of Telecommunication Engineering. Now, moving on to Masters, the pathway would be Graduate Diploma of Engineering or Post-Qualifying Program. And that's about it with NSW. I would like to hand over to Priyanka.
Hi guys, this is Priyanka from Melbourne. So I'll be covering the Pathways program for engineering courses in Victoria. Let's start with, as actually Neha and Priyanka has already mentioned, that when you don't have when you're not meeting the entry requirements for bachelor programs for engineering, you can definitely go through the pathway with Diploma of Engineering leading to Bachelor of Engineering. So, and also there are few programs called foundation programs, which you can study before studying Bachelor of Engineering, but there will be no credit transfer from those programs to Bachelor of Engineering. So all these pathways are useful when you're not meeting any entry requirements directly to Bachelor programs. Also, for Master of Engineering programs, there are options for graduate certificate and graduate diploma of engineering. Also, there is one another program which most of the universities and colleges provide, which is MQP program, which you can study before going for Master of Engineering if you're not meeting any entry requirements, and you won't get any credits from that program. But then this pathway is really helpful for those who are looking to complete their master degree in engineering from Australia, and they don't meet the entry requirements. Thank you. I'm moving forward to Manpreet from Adelaide.
Thank you so much. I'll be talking about the pathways for Adelaide. Consider that Adelaide is a regional area. We usually receive a large amount of interest to study in Adelaide region specifically. So for the pathway, we have the most popular one, which is with the TAFE South Australia. TAFE, they have the package towards the bachelor's degree with the various universities that we have here in South Australia. So if you wish to study, say, bachelor's with the University of South Australia, Flinders, or University of Adelaide, and you're not meeting the requirement, then you can go through either Diploma of Engineering leading to associate degree and followed by bachelor's degree. Good thing is you will be getting credit here. So if you go with associate degree package with bachelor's, you are entitled to get credit of at least 1 year towards your bachelor's degree, which is usually 4 years. So that package is available with TAFE South Australia. We've got multiple disciplines that you can go with, such as biomedical engineering, electrical and electronics. You also have option to go with civil and structural, and there are various options among civil as well. So there are like various ranges of engineering packages that you can go through TAFE South Australia. Other than that, unfortunately, we don't have any other pathways that a student can actually go, because mostly we have the public universities here and they have higher academic entry requirements. So students usually need to go through TAFE South Australia if they're not meeting the requirement. Now I'm going to request Naman to give information about the same. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Manpreet. So I would be speaking about the pathways of engineering courses in Perth. So starting with the pathways, if you have done year 10 and you want to make your career in engineering, so you can start with the foundation program if you're not meeting the entry requirements. And beside that, you can also, if you meet the entry requirements, then you can start with the diploma courses of engineering. And once you move to bachelor's, you will be getting all the credits, whatever units you have studied in diploma. So after doing bachelor's and the other course we have, the other AQF level is the master's program. For master's program, you need to have the specialization, the same specialization to study the master's of engineering. Suppose you have done electronics and communication, you need to have the background of bachelor's in electronics and communication engineering to study master's of engineering. So that's all about the pathways in WA. So moving to Diksha.
Thank you, Naman. Hi guys, my name is Diksha and I do work at Melbourne office for Aussizz Group, but also, like, as you know, that we have been working with various universities in various states. So I overlook regarding, the universities that we have in Darwin and Tasmania. So similarly, like most of my colleagues, they have spoken about how if you are not meeting, certain entry requirements in certain universities, you can go for pathways like diploma leading to bachelor's, or you can go with pathways like associate engineering leading to bachelor of engineering, and also you can go for pathways like MQP or PQP, which is like pre-qualifying program. So if in case you are not able to meet that requirement for masters directly for a certain university, you can go for a PQP program. Usually Australia is really like strict about meeting the entry requirements, especially for my friends who are like who are yet to come to Australia or who are offshore and who are not onshore, and they want to study masters in Australia but they are not able to meet the entry requirement. They can go for courses like a pre-qualifying program, which is quite easy to get into. So for like I'll give you an example. Like if you have completed a Bachelor of Commerce back in your country, and instead of completing that degree within the same, like the amount of time which is allocated to you, that is 3 years, but you complete that degree in 4 years due to certain reasons, maybe have your certain backlogs and all those things, and due to this you're not meeting the direct entry requirement for MBA or like a Masters of Professional Accounting in Australia. So what you can do is you can package your masters with a pre-qualifying program for 1 year and get a master's after that. In this case, you won't get any credits, but then at least you'll meet the eligibility criteria to come and study in Australia. So you'll be studying here for 3 years. So your visa will be also allocated according to that. And similarly, for my friends who are not able to meet the entry requirement for bachelor's, for example, they don't have maybe 60% in their year 12, and or maybe they don't have like for example, like universities, sometimes for engineering they ask you you need to have certain component of mathematics in your previous education, but you don't have that certain component of mathematics in your previous education. Then you can go for a diploma, and diploma of electrical engineering or something like that, and then you can go for a bachelor's of electrical engineering because you don't have that component back in your studies which you already did in your countries, right? So these kind of pathways usually help you to get enrolled in engineering, because as we know, like engineering is in a lot of demand and people really want to come to, like as Manpreet said, regional areas. Like Adelaide is one famous regional area. Similarly, Darwin and Tasmania are really famous now, and people really want to come here to study. So if you're not meeting these criteria, there are a lot of options. You should definitely contact our consultants. It's not like, it's not end of the world if there is like you don't have those percentage, or if you don't have those IELTS band or PTE bands, then that's fine. You can definitely reach out to our consultants and they'll help you out. They'll try to see what best pathway will work out for you. So yeah, so that's it for pathways from Darwin and Tasmania. Back to you, Mangresh.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Diksha. So guys, we talked about entry requirements, we talked about pathways. Now, the next big question comes up is, of course, colleges. I know there are n number of colleges which we basically, provide or represent in Australia. So starting from Neha in Brisbane. Neha, can you please tell us what are the colleges which we can, offer to our students?
Yep, sure. So if we talk about engineering, there are a lot of majors which students can take, such as civil engineering, mechanical, electrical, agriculture, engineering management, and environmental engineering. So in Queensland, there are a lot of options for bachelors and masters. They can get into universities like University of Southern Queensland, James Cook University, Griffith University, Queensland University of Technology, and University of Queensland. And Torrens University is also providing course in masters, which is Masters of Engineering Management. And as we talked about diploma programs, then you can find that in TAFE. And some universities have their own colleges, like James Cook University has their own college. You can study your diploma and then you can continue your bachelor's or master's. Similarly, it applies to universities like University of Southern Queensland and QUT and Griffith University. So Priyanka, can you please tell about Sydney?
Thanks, Neha. Now with Sydney, there are a lot of providers which provide standalone diploma for engineering. So the options can be IMC Academy, which these are all affordable options. So IMC Academy, AIBT, Stotts College, Trinity College, there's Navitas. And when we look at bachelors, then we are looking at Macquarie University, UTS. If you're looking at specialization as in civil or structure, then UTS, and you have UNSW, UCID. With graduate diploma, we have option of ECA College. With masters, if you are after computer or software engineering, Torrens University. You also have option of Macquarie University for masters, and those are the options in NSW. I would like to hand over to Priyanka.
Thank you, Priyanka. Guys, if we are looking for options in Victoria, definitely there are lots of options available in Victoria for engineering courses. most of the majors that students look for is mainly civil, electronics, electrical, construction management, and there is telecommunication. Um, Most of these majors are in almost all the universities, but then looking for major civil and electronics and electrical, I would say there are few colleges and universities such as Swinburne University. So Swinburne University has got this diploma level engineering courses as well as bachelor level as well as master level. So there is civil, electronics, electrical, mechanical, telecommunication, all of these majors available in Swinburne University. Coming to more providers, which are private providers as well, there is Engineering Institute of Technology, which has civil, electrical, and industrial automation in Master of Engineering in Melbourne campus only. And then coming to Melbourne Institute of Technology, we have got only telecommunication in Melbourne Institute of Technology with Bachelor of Telecommunication Engineering and Master of Telecommunication Engineering as well. And also we have got Central Queensland University, which has Melbourne campus, which provide bachelor as well as master courses for engineering with majors as civil, electrical and mechanical engineering. Also, we have got Melbourne Polytechnic in Victoria, in Melbourne, which has Bachelor of Engineering Technology in Civil as well as. There is no other major available in Melbourne Polytechnic, but these are some affordable providers that we have got in Melbourne. Okay, now over to Manpreet in Adelaide.
Thank you so much, Priyanka. So for Adelaide, we've got about 7 education provider, starting from which I've already mentioned, TAFE South Australia. They offer Diploma of Engineering, then associate degrees, which are the most popular one, as I mentioned earlier. With the specialization, with the associate degree, they have a specialization of biomedical engineering, electrical and electronics, and civil and structural management. In that, they have a 2 specialization. You can either opt out for site management or you can opt out for the construction one. And you can always package it with the university. So following by that, we have public universities such as University of South Australia, Flinders University, and University of Adelaide. They have heaps and heaps of varieties of specialization if you opt out for. So say if you want to go for bachelor's, it's basically 4 years degree, and they've got a specialization such as electrical engineering, maritime, petroleum, mining. So any unusual kind of specialization, which obviously the traditional engineering, which everybody opt out for, electrical, civil, mechanical, these are the most popular one and well known. But if you want a broader range of specialization, then you have these public universities which offers other specializations as well. Apart from that, Torrens University has just introduced Masters of Engineering Management in Adelaide campus, which was just introduced recently, and it has become quite popular. Other than that, we have Federation University, which offers software engineering, and then we have Skills Australia, which offers Advanced Diploma of Telecommunication Engineering. So we have these 7 providers, which offers a range of courses in bachelor's as well as master's level. Yeah, I'll now request Naman to give information about PERTH. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Manpreet. So talking about the education providers in Perth for engineering courses, for starting with the diploma courses, we have TAFE and ECC. In TAFE and ECC, we have the Diploma of Engineering, and moving to bachelors, for bachelors, we have Curtin, Murdoch, UW, and EIT, Engineering Institute of Technology. So in EIT, we have the Bachelor of Science in Civil and Structural Engineering, Electrical Engineering, Industrial Automation Engineering, and Mechanical Engineering. Master's courses available in EIT are the civil, again the specialization, all the specialization are available in masters as well for electrical, industrial automation and mechanical. Now moving to Curtin University, they have Bachelor of Engineering, and again the specializations, they have the heaps of number of specialization. These are the chemical engineering, civil and construction engineering, computer science, renewable energy, petroleum engineering, mechanical engineering and electrical. The same, they have the same specialization available in the master's courses also. Now moving to Murdoch University, they have the chemical and metallurgical engineering, and this is the bachelor's degree. Again, they have electrical and again environmental, they have urban and environmental planning engineering and engineering technology. They have the masters of renewable and sustainable and instrumentation and control engineering. Moving to ECU, again they have the bachelors in the specializations are civil and environmental engineering, chemical, civil, electrical, petroleum, mechanical, electronics and communication, and the same specialization available in ECU are for masters as well. And that's all for Perth. And moving forward to Diksha.
Thank you, Naman. Now when it comes to CD, when it comes to Darwin, sorry. So we have a very big university called Charles Darwin University, which is the public university for Darwin. And as my colleagues have already mentioned that, public universities have variety, they have range of engineering courses that are available with them. So if student wants to really choose a unique kind of engineering course, they can definitely go for public universities like CDU in Darwin. Also, we have something called, if someone is looking for an advanced diploma, like in Darwin, we have advanced diploma of telecommunication networking engineering, which is done by Sydney City College. So if someone is interested to do that specific course, they can go for Sydney City College of Management for advanced diploma of telecommunication engineering. Now, when it comes to CDU, they do have all these associate degree of engineering, then associate degree of networking engineering, and then Bachelor of Engineering Honors, Bachelor of Engineering Science. So the difference between their Bachelor of Engineering Honors and Bachelor of Engineering Science is that their Bachelor of Engineering Science is for 3 years and Engineering Honors is for 4 years. And for Bachelor Engineering Science, the entry requirement is only 60%, whereas for honors, the entry requirement is 70% in the previous qualification. Now they also have a Bachelor of Engineering Science and a Master of Engineering combined together. So if somebody wants to study an integrated degree, they can do that as well. Plus, if someone wants to study Diploma of Engineering and Diploma of Networking, Network Engineering, there are a variety of options within CDU to study for engineering components, right? Now, when it comes to Tasmania, same, just like Darwin has Charles Darwin University, Tasmania has UTAS, University of Tasmania. That's also another public university which offers variety of courses when it comes to engineering. So similarly, if students are choosing either to go to Darwin or either to go to Tasmania, they have these two big options to choose from. And then when it comes to Tasmania, there are other colleges like Brighton Pacific or AIBT, they do offer something called Advanced Diploma of Electrical Engineering. So if students are interested in that, the student can go for it. Then also there is Tasmania TAFE, which have Diploma of Engineering in Technical. So someone who wants to study in a TAFE, which is like relatively cheaper than other universities, then they can go for that as well. So these are the various options that are available. Also, like we spoke about pathways before. So if both CDU and Tasmania have their own, UTAS have their own colleges, which is CDU College or Tasmania College, which are run by one of our affiliated partners, which is Up Education. So if someone who wants to study for diploma to bachelor's or someone who wants to study MQP, PQP to masters, they can definitely contact us because we are directly affiliated with both the colleges like CDU College and UTAS College, and we can help you to enroll in the same. So yeah, that's it from my end. Back to you, Mangresh. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Diksha. So guys, we've of course talked about different colleges. As you can see, there are numerous colleges which provide different courses. So now let's talk about basically the intakes, because we are sitting in November now. There would be few colleges which I'm sure is providing November intake, but there would be more colleges who would be providing for next year, which is February. It feels that there are probably what next year, but it's only 2 to 3 months away. So glad that 2020 COVID season is kind of getting over and we are coming towards the end, which is very positive to see. So ladies, starting from Neha, can you please tell us what are the available intakes you are looking for students?
Yeah, sure. Thanks, Mangirish. In Queensland, the universities for Bachelor and Masters of Engineering. For onshore students, few universities have November intakes, such as University of Queensland, Central Queensland University, and Torrens University. And the rest of the universities, they have intake in July and February and July 2021. And for diploma courses, yeah, they have January intake in TAFE. And for Masters of Engineering Management, which has been recently introduced by Torrens University, they have intake in November. So students can still apply for that. Priyanka, can you please tell about Sydney?
Sure, Neha, thank you. So when it comes to diploma program, is offered every 2 months. And when it comes to bachelor's, most of the providers in Sydney have intakes like February, July, November. And in Torrens University, you have November and the next intake is February. Except for that, even University of Wollongong is still accepting for November intake. So it's February, July, November. And over to you, Priyanka.
Thank you, Priyanka. So for the colleges and universities I talked about before, let's start with Swinburne University. So Swinburne University have this March and August intake for bachelor and master courses. Also Engineering Institute of Technology, which has only February and July intake for its master courses. In Melbourne Institute of Technology, MIT, they have got March, July, and November intake for both bachelor and master courses. Coming to Central Queensland University, which has both bachelor and master courses in engineering, they have got mainly February and July intake. But for Melbourne Polytechnic, yes, they only have got February intake for their Bachelor of Engineering Technology in Civil. That's all for Victoria. Over to Manpreet for Adelaide.
Thank you, Priyanka. For the intakes in Adelaide, we usually, TAFE South Australia have two intakes, one in January, another one in July. Apart from that, with the public university, UniSF Flinders and Uni Adelaide, we have intake on February and July. The only, the maximum intakes are usually with Torrens University because they have November. They're still open for engineering management, so any last minute application for November, we can still definitely help them for the November intake. Apart from that, they have intake in February, then June. After that, they have in September, and then they have a short intake in November as well. With the Federation University, they in association with IIBIT, they have 3 intakes again, March, July, and then November. So if any student who is sitting in offshore and want to inquire about the February intake, I would say that they can still enroll and they can contact any of our consultants for February intake. Now I will request Naman to give information about the same. Thank you.
Thanks, Manpreet. So covering the intakes in Perth for engineering courses, the major education providers, they have the intakes available. It's February and July. But at the moment, it's Murdoch, which is, Murdoch, they have November intake as well. So whether it's onshore or offshore, whosoever is completing the entry requirements, they are eligible for this November intake in Murdoch as well. That's all about Perth, and passing over to Diksha.
Thanks, Saman. Sorry, something went in with my camera. Yep. So when it comes to CDU and Tasmania, like when it comes to public universities, as it is mentioned that the most of the intake that they have is Feb and July. Similarly for CDU and Tasmania, they have Feb and July, and they had a November intake this time with CDU, and they were offering good scholarship for that as well. But we don't know if it will happen in 2021 or not. But for now, yes, it's Feb and July for them as well. Thank you. Back to you, Mangrish.
Thank you, Diksha. Priyanka from Melbourne. There are two Priyankas, so I have to be a little bit specific here. Priyanka, I'm getting a question on YouTube. It's, I think, about the funds. So Abhishek Jassal is asking about the Bachelor of Civil in Melbourne Polytechnic. I'm thinking Bachelor of Civil. He's asking about the fees. Can you please just provide a little bit? Can you shed some light on that one, please?
Yes, definitely. In Melbourne Polytechnic in Victoria, the fees is around 10,300 per semester. But there are few scholarships going on these days. I don't believe Melbourne Polytechnic is providing any scholarship at the moment. So fees, yes, it's 10,300 per semester. The total would be like, it is a 4 years course, so it would be around 80,000 something.
Perfect. Thank you. Thank you so much, Priyanka.
Nice.
So, as we talked about, entry requirements, pathways, colleges, available intakes, the main thing which comes up now, which of course, as we are during sort of COVID era, where it has impacted so many lives, it has impacted so many students. International students were in a part where it was very difficult for them to look after their fees, and that is the reason many colleges and universities have tried to help by cutting down their fees, cutting down on their tuition fees, or providing the scholarships. So scholarship is the last topic which we'll be discussing, because that is one of the crucial ones, and that for the February intake as well, there are a couple of colleges and universities who are considering providing scholarships, which is great. So starting from Neha in Brisbane, can you please tell us about different scholarships which the different colleges and colleges and universities are providing?
Yeah, sure. Thanks, Mangirish. So if you talk about bachelor's program, University of Southern Queensland, they are providing, the fees is normally 17,000 per semester, but they are providing up to 25% scholarship. And the only requirement is that you have to meet the academic and English entry requirement. And the another university is James Cook University, and fees is same around 17,900 per semester. They are also providing 25% scholarship, and they also have JCU International Student Merit Stipend for internet, so they can go ahead with that. And University of Queensland fees is pretty high; it's around 22,000 per semester, but they are providing scholarship up to $12,000. And you have to meet the entry requirement. If you have 80% in your year 12th, then you can be eligible for 25% scholarship. And if you talk about masters, then same JCU, James Cook University, their fees is around 16,000 per semester. They're again providing 25% scholarship for international students, and you have to maintain the GPA of 4.5 or higher. And Central Queensland University, their fees is around 16,800 per semester. Same thing, they are again providing 25% scholarship for international students. And University of Southern Queensland, they have campus in Toowoomba. It's a regional area, so they are providing 25% international students scholarship, and they are also providing accommodation for first semester. And Torrance University, they are open for November intake. They are providing up to 25% scholarship for master's program to the international students. So Priyanka, can you please tell about Sydney?
Thank you, Neha. Now with Sydney, there is not much of an option with scholarship. However, Macquarie University is offering $10,000 scholarship per year, which is divided into two terms. So for example, if their fee is $18,000 per term, they will get $5,000 in the first term and $5,000 towards second term. That is $10,000 per year. Also with masters, if you look at Master of Engineering Management offered by Torrance University, there's 25% scholarship for November intake. Now, if there are some students who cannot meet November intake, they'll still be eligible for 15% scholarship if they are the transferring student. That's all with the scholarship for NSW. Over to you, Priyanka.
Thank you, Priyanka. Okay, so for Victoria, I would say that Swinburne University is providing 30% STEM scholarship for, but they are available for only 2 courses in engineering, which is Master of Professional Engineering and Master of Engineering Science. And so 30% scholarship is there in Swinburne University, which is called STEM scholarship, and the fee is around 37,500 per year. And now coming to Engineering Institute of Technology, they are providing 10% scholarship only for first semester, which is like for 4 subjects. And their per year fees is $22,750. Also, coming to Melbourne Institute of Technology, the fees is around $11,000 per year, but sorry, per semester. But they were providing some scholarship in November intake. They are still deciding on their February intake. They'll have like, if you have any questions for February intake, February 2021 intake, you can always contact us for further information about the scholarships in Melbourne Institute of Technology. Now coming to Central Queensland University, it has already been stated before that there is 25% scholarship they are giving actually. And then for Melbourne Polytechnic, currently there are no scholarships available, but yes, merit based, they can look, they can assess your application, and then they can provide the solution, they can provide the scholarship according to the application. Now over to Manpreet for Adelaide.
Thank you, Priyanka. So now talking about the same year, we've got different scholarships available in Adelaide as well. Unfortunately, TAFE South Australia don't have any. It's a government institution and they do not provide any scholarship. However, you might be eligible to get scholarship in the public university. I've recently posted out on my social media as well that Flinders University is offering a Go Beyond scholarship up to 50%. So the eligibility criteria says that your CGPA should be 6.5 and higher if you're a postgrad. Or if you're a bachelor, pretty much the same. So anybody with higher academics, if it is above 85 to 90%, say for instance, you might be eligible for, if it is above 90%, then you'll be eligible for 50%. If it is below that, if it is in the range of 75 to say nearly 80, then you will be eligible for 25%. And if you have a CGPA of 5, then you are eligible for 20% reduction in the engineering courses, say bachelor's or say master's. So it's pretty much, applicable for both. Apart from that, you also have 25% scholarship available with the University of South Australia. It's on the basis of higher academic score again. The minimum eligibility is 65% and above. And then you can get 25% scholarship for 1 year. Apart from that, University of Adelaide, they also have the similar scholarship. For further information, you guys can also refer to the website because there are several types of scholarships which are available internally as well sometimes. Say if you apply for admission and you're not able to get any scholarship at the time of admission, then you can always apply for internal scholarships, which are always available for all international students once they enroll into the program. So that's something that you would like to probably research before coming to Australia so that you understand your options in future to save some money considering the current COVID situation. Apart from that, we have Torrens University, as my colleague have already mentioned. There is a 25% scholarship promotion going on for November intake. Mentioned earlier, November is still open, so any last minute applications for 25% scholarship for engineering management program is still on, so you can always apply. Apart from that, Federation University in association with IABIT, they also have 25% scholarship. However, their scholarship is a bit unique, so it's split into 2 parts. So you get a 16% scholarship from the Federation University, and remaining percentage you get it from the IABIT. It can be a little confusing, but it's overall 25% with Federation University. And now I'm going to request Naman to give information about PERTH. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Manpreet. So, telling about scholarship available in Western Australia, we have ECU, and ECU is offering 20% scholarship for both bachelor's and master's level courses. And again, Curtin is there, which is offering 25% merit-based scholarship. So they will be assessing your complete academic profile, and based on that, if you are eligible, then they can give you 25% scholarship. Now, next is Murdoch University. They are offering for Fab intake 20% scholarship, but for this November intake, they have 40% scholarship for this November intake, and still the applications are open, and you can apply for the November intake in Murdoch as well. That's all about Western Australia. Now, forwarding to Diksha.
Thank you, Naman. When it comes to scholarships for Darwin and Tasmania, I think the best thing about the studying in regional areas is that you can apply for destination scholarships. So destination scholarships are basically where you need to prove that why do you want to study in a regional area. So it's not always about being the specific course. Like for example, if you want to apply for a destination scholarship for CDU, you need to prove like why do you want to study in, like why do you want to study and be in a regional area, like why Darwin. So it's not just about proving your intention to choose the course, but to proving your intention to stay in a regional area. So that is something which can help you to get a destination scholarship. But obviously there are certain documentation that is involved, so you need to know like what, when you're applying to CDU for example, what documentation you need. So you can reach out to us for that. We will try to help you to apply for these scholarships. Also CDU offers variety. They don't really have any COVID scholarship for Feb intake because their November intake is already closed, and they had 10% scholarship for that for all the students for first 2 semesters. But now for next Feb 2021, as such there are no scholarships that have been announced, but they do have variety of scholarships like their Global Excellence Scholarship, Global Leader Scholarship, Global Achiever Scholarship, and the Vice Chancellor scholarships. For that you need to have certain percentage, so usually you need to have above 70% to be qualified for these scholarships. And you need to provide certain documentation like application forms, referee report, and all those things. So obviously once you know that you want to study either in Darwin or you want to study in Tasmania, you come to us and you want to go for a Bachelor of Engineering, our consultants can help you to apply. They can assess your profile, and they can let you know if you're qualified for either Global Excellence Scholarship or you're qualified for either Global Achiever Scholarship, and they can make an application according for you. So that's it from my end. Back to you, Mangresh. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ladies. Guys, it was a very well put forward information session when it comes to engineering courses and degrees and different things. As we said, there are different, the expert panel what we have today is from Brisbane till Perth, and of course we are covering Northern Territory and Tasmania as well. So we have offices in most of the cities. Northern Territory and Tasmania are the only cities or states where we don't have office, but feel free to reach out to any of us. If you're in Australia, you can reach out to us by email or by messaging on Facebook or by contacting different offices, and we'll definitely try our level best to reach out to you. The people who you're looking here are QEAC certified. So when it comes to migration, they're MARA agents. When it comes to education, everybody is a QEAC certified. So they know what they're talking about, and they know the stuff when it comes to education industry. So rest assured, when you'll reach out to us, you will get the quality advice, and we'll make sure that we'll look after you in every single possible way. Have a good evening, have a great weekend. There's a couple of days holiday coming up. Enjoy your weekend, and thank you so much. We'll see you again in a couple of weeks. But if you have any questions, or if you want us to talk about certain things, feel free to send us a message, and we'll definitely cover that one. So thank you so much, ladies.